Our lesson number 2, I'm going to mention something to do with verbs. The verbs that you are going to use in your writing. And I've categorized 3 categories of verbs. I've categorized, I think, almost 4 categories of verbs. The verb number 1 are the verbs that showing neutrality. Neutrality means you are neutral to the claim. You see, you are neutral. You are not taking any side. According to your research, you are not taking any side of the research. You are neither supporting nor declining the fact claimed in your research. I've given examples of the verbs like believes, argue, conclude, observes, proposes, writes. And by the way, when you start writing, these are some of the gist that you need to have. These are some of the skills that you need to have. And some of this lesson 2 goes deeper and may even touch those who are doing academic writing right now, because it specifies the side you are when you are writing maybe your essay or your research paper. Let's look at the verb showing neutrality. Believes, argue, concludes, observe, propose, write. Sentence number 1. Young is the name of a person, then into bracket citation. That was for the year 2003. In his research paper, page 10. Young 203, page 10, believes that cause of this problem is XYZ. He believes. So you are neutral. You don't want to take part in his writing. Sentence 2, Johnson et al., 1997. Et al. Means there are more than 2 people that you are citing. We are going to look at that citation later. Johnson et al. 1997 proposes several solutions to this problem, including XYZ. Proposes, meaning you are not taking a side in the proposal or what he said. Number 2, let's look at verb showing agreement. You show you have agreed with what have been said in the research that you have researched, or in the research that you are using to support your writing. The verb show, demonstrate, prove, point out, provide evidence, confirm. Let's have examples. Brooks, 1933, showed how nitrogen was essential to the development of life. It shows you have agreement. You are saying Brooks is a person. In 1993, he showed. Remember, these sentences are written according to academic writing language. This is how you shall be writing your sentences now. You cannot go to the internet and write a sentence without. I said there is something I mentioned about showing precise fact, proper referencing, proper academic citations. You can see those sentences are combining all those skills. Brooks 1993 showed how nitrogen was essential to the development of life. Grace demonstrates how this method of analysis is efficient. Then citation come at the end of the sentence. In 2005, paragraph 11 to 20. Another example are verbs that show disagreement, or disagreement verbs. One, we can say neglect, overlook, disregard, pay little attention to, fail to note. We have sentences there. Although the author says A, B, C, D, he says a lot of things that you can include in your writing, comma, he continues and says, he neglects to conclude the most important method of analysis. Bartlett and Stacks, 1995. So you see that verb neglect shows that you are in disagreement with, he failed to include something. Sentence 2, Becky 2016 disregards additional contributing factors, comma, citing only X and Y as being important. This sentence shows this writer disagrees with what Becky wrote. Lastly, we are going to have verbs that changes voice when paraphrasing. Verbs changing voice when paraphrasing. What is to paraphrase? To paraphrase is to write in your own words so that maybe you avoid plagiarism. I did not want to mention plagiarism today. We are going to look at it later. But paraphrasing is written to avoid plagiarism. A sentence, in her study of breastfeeding, Cons 1995, page 12, found that only 1/5 of new mothers nurse their babies. You see, you are changing your voice. In her study of breastfeeding, Cons 1995 found that only 1/5 of new mothers nurse their bodies. You must understand the magic of these verbs. They are the one that helps you to extract sentences from now your research, your internet now. They helps you connect your sentences to write so that they depict what you mean in your research. Having said that, we conclude the lesson today. We have looked at academic writing, the introduction, checklist for writers, the grammar that you are supposed to use, the do's and the don'ts, and you have looked at the verbs. And the verbs are very important. You should go and research more. I said I'm not exhausting everything. You should research more. Again, as I conclude, my handwriting may have corrections. You can correct on my behalf if there is spelling mistake. We are also human, we make mistakes. So you can correct on them. So I am going to finish my lesson today by referring you to a website, www.wordvice.com/blog. You shall find more samples of writings in that website. You should download them. So let us make that one as the assignment, www.wordvice.com/blog. Download those materials for writing and read more. So next lesson, which will be the day after tomorrow, I'm going to start with academic writing styles. I'm going to start with APA. Then, as we shall do APA, we shall also include citation. So the same technique next lesson, I'm going to write the notes so that maybe you can follow the notes and the explanation later. I guess my lesson have taken more than 1 hour, and I hope you shall have learned something. Thank you.